For a few weeks now, I've been trying to find solitude, with the idea to just spend a few days alone to brainstorm and write, and to really think. Like Bill Gates with his long-standing practice of his Think Week, where he retreats to a secluded cabin for a week of solitude twice a year, dedicating his time to reading, reflecting, and strategizing. Me locking myself in the bedroom to try to work, brainstorm, was my first attempt at this. But it did not do the trick. I really was craving some solitude. A little trip. I found the perfect glamping RV through a website called HipCamp. I've never booked anything through HipCamp before, but I figured it's worth a try. And after the mosquitoes completely demolished me on the last camping trip, I wanted something with a camping vibe, but with the comforts of a home. Mako and I rolled out on our 2-hour road trip that got extended by about 20 minutes to charge. Day 2 of my little Think Week. Well, actually, it's not a full week. I'm only here for 4 days. And in the first 2 days, I just really wanted to disconnect and start listening to myself, start listening to my gut. I've been really questioning my decisions lately, and in talking with my therapist, she was asking for the decisions that are upcoming, some big decisions that are upcoming. What is your gut telling you? She's asking me what my gut is telling me, and to be honest, I don't know. Maybe I'm not hearing my gut. I don't know. I just don't know, and that's why I'm here. Let me give you a tour of this private little getaway, our little RV that we're in for the next 2 days. The dining table where I've been eating my meals and doing a whole bunch of journaling. There's a bathroom in here and 2 bunk beds that, admittedly, I've been using for some storage. It's a bit of a mess already on day 2. And there's the bedroom, the master bedroom, which actually this bed is surprisingly comfy. This is the little kitchen. There's a freezer, a fridge, a microwave, a gas stovetop, as well as an oven. And I've actually been using the oven quite a bit because I've made some, I guess you could call them savory turnovers at home already. In Papiamento we call them pastiches. Maybe kind of like empanadas, but not the same at all. It's just puff pastry filled with meat, onions, and mushrooms and some hot sauce. And they've been actually really delicious, and I'm so glad that I could make them here. This just makes the whole experience really easy. And it was good to pre-make everything that I wanted to eat here, so that I didn't have to think about going to the grocery store or having to cook anything here. It was all about ease here, to do less. A little crispy on the bottom, but that's okay. Still super delicious. Yeah, I'm glad I made these. This is a nice little seating area where I've been reading a lot, relaxing, and you know what? The one thing that's a little weird about this RV, this Glamper is that it is located in the middle of a neighborhood, just in the parking lot of a apartment complex. So there's actually no real view to speak of to show you. But we are only a road crossing from the ocean, which is amazing. It's just like a 2-minute walk to get to the ocean. It's dangerous. It's big. It's a big road. But I've been doing the morning walks with Mako with the sunrise on the beach, which is just amazing. And also, at the end of the day, another beach walk. I have been reading this book called The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And I am aware that she's in a bit of a controversy with this book because apparently she plagiarized the whole thing, or at least the theory, claiming it as her own. But other people have actually coined the term before. I'm actually liking the book a lot. It's kind of like stoicism, detachment theory, letting go of things, and that explained in a very simple way. I really like the way she writes, and it's speaking to me in this time of my life. So I would recommend it. I like it. Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. For the next 2 days, I want to keep doing the same thing that I've been doing in these past 2 days, and that's journaling, reading, and just pondering about what's next, about the next steps in my life, and just really try to figure things out, because that's why I'm here. The purpose of these few days in solitude, well, maybe not completely alone with Mako, of course, was to think about what now. I've been healing from my burnout, and I've been without a job for over a year now, and I have no solid plan forward. The idea was to become a full-time content creator, but even though I'm having a lot of fun doing this, it's clear that this will not be a viable income for me for now. Hopefully by tomorrow I have some answers to my existential crisis. I'm 42 now, and I feel like I have no purpose and a very uncertain path forward. It's time to kick up the relaxing a notch with a little bit of a hair mask and a nice little detox thing for my face. And as much as I'm trying to figure out my life, I'm also taking care of my body. Not only the soul and the mind needs to be cared for, but also the vessel that houses them. A little bit of self-care incorporated in my days of reflection. Think week, or in my case just a few days of reflection, you'd think that a social media detox would also be in order, like removing all the apps from your phone and such. But in my case, I don't really do any social media. YouTube is the only thing that I'm on. I do have an Instagram that I haven't posted on in a long time. That might actually be what's hurting me as well, because I want to be a full-time content creator, and not being on Instagram and the TikToks of the world is probably hurting that effort. The biggest thing in these past few days for me was not looking at my YouTube analytics, because for some reason that's always top of mind for me, and that is absolutely having a negative impact on my mental health. So yes, I did remove that one app, the YouTube Studio, from my phone so that I'm not looking at that so much, or at all actually, in these past few days. So that's been really positive. And then also being here, it makes it so that you're not thinking about all the tasks that you could be doing at home, like the dishes or the laundry or any of these other little things that are waiting for you when you are in your own environment. Being here, not having to think about all these little distractions that are always present when you're at home, it really did help me focus on the task at hand, figuring out what's next for me. I think it's important to close yourself off from external influences that don't serve you when you're trying to think about and maybe visualize your next steps. I think some external influences are good when you're feeling stuck, like I have been these couple of weeks. I feel like maybe searching for mentors can be really helpful in that case. That could be in the form of a podcast or a book. But your inner self could also be a mentor. You just need to find a way to really be still and listen to your intuition, your gut, or so they say. Earlier I mentioned my therapist who asked me the question, what does your gut tell you? And to be honest, I don't know. For most of my adult life, I've been ignoring my gut and pushing away intuition with the relentless pursuit of goals. I've put the blinders on, just only having my eye on the end goal, and no matter how I feel on the journey to get there, I will push through. We are leaving tomorrow already. We have to be out of here, checked out by 11 a.m. So I am going to do some tidying up already, put some stuff away in the bags, maybe even put them in the car so that we don't have to do that much tomorrow morning and can just go for our beach walk and then hit the road and go home. These 4 days have gone by really, really quickly. And you know what? Honestly, it hasn't really been 4 days because, there's a day traveling on either end. So honestly, it was only just 2 full days here. And the question is, of course, did I get out of it what I wanted to get out of this Think Week, my days of reflection? At least I gave it a try. At least I did disconnect. I did really look within, try to find what my gut is telling me, and my gut is telling me that I have to think about it a little bit more, about all the things, and I can definitely recommend kind of retreating for a few days, getting your ducks in a row, and just taking care of yourself for a few days in solitude, or maybe bring your furry bestie. It helps. It really does help. If you have a couple of days or even a week that you can get yourself away from your normal daily routine and surroundings, then definitely give the Think Week a try. Specifically on your own, with your furry bestie if you have one, of course. And then grant yourself a little solo getaway, a vacation, a staycation. You deserve it.